Mogadam, I'm just going to go over quickly our project. So we have like a cool little readme, tells you how to set this up, what you should be looking for, but all you need to do after installing Docker and npm is just run npm run dev. That will spin up the Docker container, including all of the testing files that you need. You can open this, and we have our little database combiner here. So just going over, these are just two that we have. But this is like a Cincinnati pothole thing, and then the County of Hamilton garbage collection. So we can just make this like Cincy information. So if I click combine on these, it starts up the simulator process. You can see the AI is currently working on this. Whatever tab it's currently working on, there will be a little loading thing. We can see here the schema information that this is before the AI even does anything that it's pulling. So you can see like here's all the different tables in the other column. Here's all the in Cincy pothole database. Here's all the stuff in the Hamilton garbage database, just kind of next to each other. We can see here the AI is essentially worked out like, okay, I want to look at what the neighborhood column is in Cincy pothole, just double checking what's in that content. And it's essentially performing these queries and getting these results like, okay, origin in the table 2 in the Hamilton garbage thing is where the data came from, stuff like that. So it's figuring out what it needs for all these information, and that it's going to create a little overview right there. Also, it'll switch tabs as it completes, but now that I've clicked off, it won't switch tabs anymore. So it says, okay, these tables look like they could be merged, but these are both from Hamilton Garb. It also makes a note that these two databases, they cover two different topics in like Cincinnati. So they shouldn't be combined too much, but it's going to, it says like not feasible due to the different subject matter, but it could be standardized. So standardized in both schemas. So we can see here neighborhood columns and the other one, date and null formatting. It's just keeping track of everything. And then also tables that can't be merged, tables that just should stay distinct, but also like renaming them to better table names so that it's more accurate. We can see at the bottom which area it moved to after it was done. Since this is similarity generator, it would have moved to new schema generator. So if we click this at the very bottom, it automatically jumps us to the new schema generator. We can see here it just created a bunch of create table statements. Then it moved to the SQL generator, and it just did the exact same thing. And right now it's executing stuff in the behind, so that's why there isn't any little loading thing. Wasn't able to get that so that there's always like some constant, hey user, we're currently doing stuff in the back end right now. It's not communicating that super well. But here we go. So it just tried to transfer the data in the pothole information, Cincy pothole, into its new table that it's created, pothole reports. And it tried to do that twice and it failed. So now it's going to try executing that again, but with some error handling. So it's probably going to do that a few more times until it figures out what's exactly wrong. It looks like there is a syntax error for like the data types that it was trying to make. So like big int isn't correct for like the specific type of thing, because there's like letters in there. So it's not an integer, it should be a string. So it's probably going to figure that out. It might change the name of that column. So let's see. Yeah, so it's fixed at that, and now it's moved on to the waste origin. And now it's finding issues, again, with like numerics. It's a percentage, but it has a percent sign, so that means it has to be treated like as a percent. Or it has to be treated as a string because there's a special character inside of it. So it's doing that, so I'll just wait. I'm not gonna edit this out of the video. We're just both gonna wait on the AI to figure out its stuff. Okay, so it has gone through all of its logic, and it says that it succeeded. Here we go. Yep, so I was able to copy over some of the stuff. Some of them it kind of failed on, so it just made that empty, but we can see here, like, here's like the landfills. It renamed it to for the garbage waste thing, start date and end date. You can also see the like neighborhoods, so like the most pothole neighborhoods by year. it's like made a bunch of different tables here. There's also lazy loading, so you notice as I scroll, the scroll bar jumped up a little bit. It only loads, I think I put it like 50 rows so that your computer doesn't freeze, and then as you scroll, it lazy loads the rest. So there's some nice stuff in there. We got plot hole summary by, oh yeah, that's the neighborhood year thing again. Oh yeah, that's the summary bit, so this is a bit different by report year, so it's a summary of this table. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, it does a bunch of stuff. It's not perfect, but like here it's saying where it got this from, which table. So it's a bit janky, but it does stuff. It does stuff, yippee. But yeah, it's fairly like it's not like it's faster than if a human being was doing it. It's not as accurate as if a human being was doing it. But it's not like super slow, which is pretty cool, which is because of this agent workflow thing, and it's not taking up a ton of tokens. But yeah,